Hello and welcome to the GrapeSEED Official Podcast. On this episode of GrapeSEED Friends, we welcome Tessa, a teacher in Vietnam. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tessa from GrapeSEED in Vietnam. I have been teaching GrapeSEED for more than 2 years already, and I've been through so many classes within the past 2 years that I have had with GrapeSEED.
Excellent. So that gets rid of our first question here already about how long you've been teaching. So what's the next one here about how many classes you're teaching this year and what unit they're on?
So this school year, like the previous school years, I'm currently in charge of 4 classes. They are from units 2, 3, 5, and 11. And you can say that there are many differences between them that I can see quite clearly. 2 or 3, they are just beginners who are getting to know the language. However, I find that they are always the most cheerful and enthusiastic. Unit 5 is like when they are pretty familiar with the language and they are also familiar with my expectations of them. So I find that they would often automatically learn the materials right after they receive it, and there are changes with them mostly from unit 5. Unit 11 is like one of my highest unit. I find that they can produce language quite well and often they feel free to do it. I just love how each unit handles language and experiment with the language. They just talk a lot to me about their surrounding worlds as they get to know the language.
So with all that experience and all those units you've taught, what is your favorite unit and component?
My favorite unit, it's one that I am teaching right now, and I have had it for 4 times already. It is Unit 3. This unit is often where I notice that students participate more actively in my classes, and there are noticeable changes in how they interact with the language. The components that I think are the most fun to do are the songs, Colors Everywhere, the song Black, and the stories Marvin Goes to School, and I like these things. They are always the most fun to do in the class.
That's like half the unit. You really like Unit 3 then.
Yeah.
Excellent. When you went to your first GrapeSEED training, what did you think? What were your first impressions?
The GrapeSEED training in Vietnam lasts for 2 days, and I thought that it was clear and quite concise and also like practical. We got a lot of time to, practice teaching each component instead of just listening to how each component works. I find that when you practice, you notice that there are so many things to consider when you teach a component, and the trainers were monitoring us when we teach each component. And they also gave us a lot of useful suggestions, and that was when they prepare us the most for our future classes. These were the longest 2 days, but like I think every minute of it was really worth it. Yes. My first impression when I got to GrapeSEED headquarters in Hanoi was when like the trainers worked together so well that you know, they are like a family and they work together so effectively that every teacher was like so motivated to participate in their training sessions.
Excellent shout out for the GrapeSEED Vietnam team. They're all very nice people. I haven't been there in a few years, but I really wish I could go back soon.
Yes, really. Like the first day we were there, they even made the effort to, remember all our names. And then the following sessions, they would just address us using our names instead of just asking, like, can you do this? Can you do that? That they also say everybody's names. So people feel like they are really appreciated.
That is great. So from that training, you initially started teaching your own class. And of course, making that transition, there's a lot of different things you have to consider and a lot of new ideas that you have in your own classroom. What is one thing that you found to be really effective in your own classroom?
Yes, but this one I've tried this recently. So sometimes when I want the class to, give me an answer for a specific question, like what is your favorite color or what animal do you like the most? But like when I'm asking one student, the some other students would just like their minds are just wandering off as they are sitting quietly on the chairs. So immediately I think that I should ask them to stand up and like move around a little bit to, activate their brains. So I asked all the students to quickly push the chairs back to the wall, and then we sit in a circle. I take a toy or something like something small in my hand, and then I share my answer to the question, like, what do you love at school? I love the swings. I love the slide. And then I pass my object to the next student in the circle, and I immediately that the student would know that they are the one who is going to speak. And the circle, we just go around the circle quite quickly, and I also repeated each student's answer so they know that they are heard, and also the other students can hear them. And I praised them individually, and they were really happy when I did that. I find that when they are sitting in a circle and facing their classmates, they listen more attentively instead of just the teacher who is the one who listens to their friends. And that's why within like 1.5 minutes, I can get all the answers from everybody, and they just have a fun time doing that. So I think that wow, this stuff really works for me and for this class.
That sounds like an excellent idea. I think a lot of teachers will try to steal that and use it in their own classroom. So thank you for sharing that.
I really hope so.
Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. I'm sad to say goodbye. It was a good day, but now I will say goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.